flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sold them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the gang. I told them this ain't a game.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Fence Take with TB83 Ed coming to you for another banger, another after party, another big dub for the Miami Dolphins today, as we basically go into Washington and just lay the smack down on them guys, man. Really just laid the smack down on the Washington Commanders. What a great performance by the Dolphins as they, go on the road and get a good win versus an NFL football team. And that's really what you want to see from a group. So excited about the Dolphins win, and we're going to get into the details of it. But the Dolphins win big. I mean, 45-15. I don't know if many. Big hit right there. Big hit on a play. Jeez Louise. I'm watching the Eagles versus Niners game, and Swift just got punished. He got punished. But back to what we were talking about. Just a big win for the Miami Dolphins, 45-15, just dominant in really all phases of the game. The Dolphins end up with 406 yards total offense, 283 passing yards, 123 rushing yards, and, with an average of about 7 yards per play. So the Dolphins just really efficient. 20 first downs on the day, 7 of 13 on third down efficiency, which I'd like to see that be a little bit higher, but beggars can't be choosers. Fourth down efficiency was 2 for 2, which was good. Total plays 59. Zero sacks allowed, which was just a beautiful thing to see. 0 sacks allowed. Tua did some maneuvering in the pocket, stepped up in the pocket. He looked good today. He looked good. He stayed clean. 3 punts on the day, 2 penalties for 15 yards, 0 fumbles lost, 0 interceptions thrown. And the time of possession was about 32 minutes, which is about 5 minutes more than Washington had the ball. So pretty dominant performance. I thought the defense played well too. One takeaway, AVG with a big pick 6. Shout out to AVG. Just made a fantastic play on the ball, and that's what you want to see. Like, guys make those type of plays. And AVG is stepping in for a hurt Jalen Phillips, who we didn't expect to go down, but, we have that next man up mentality. And I think that's what it's about at this point, right? We can't cry over spilled milk. It's water under the bridge. We just got to continue to play, continue to line them up, and get guys in and plug and play. So that's where we're at, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. Do me a favor, punch the like on your way in. It's your boy CB83. You know how we get down. Shout out to the homie Q in the building. Q in the building says, Fins for the win. You already know how we get down. Q, let's go. Crank it up for Q one time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Q in the building. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by punching the like button, right? Or you can also become a Patreon member. We got 3 Patreon members in the gang. We got the homie Irv, the homie William Perry, and the homie Hooked Up Joe, who support the channel over on the Patreon. I appreciate you guys. It helps a lot. It helps the channel continue to grow and me continue to do cool stuff. Right now I'm working on getting some stuff for the show where I could do some background lighting, some more lighting, and then I'm also trying to get some a timer for the beginning of the show. So if somebody wants to help me, maybe get a timer going or something, hey, hit me up, man. We gotta work. But shout out to the homie Q in the building. Shout out to Hooked Up Joe, man. Hooked Up Joe supports the channel. I appreciate him coming through. He does a fantastic job of helping me when I need help. I'll send him questions and stuff like that. I appreciate you hooked up, Joe. Shout out to the homie Canes in the building. Canes, what's popping with you? What's good? I know what you're going through, bro. I'm with you, bro. I support you. So appreciate you coming through. If you need anything from me, hey, hit me up, bro. You already know what time it is. Shout out to the homie Shake Money in the building. He says, throw them fins up. Throw them fins up, Shake. Throw them fins up, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Shake, for coming through. Raph in the building. FSU got shafted. Man, hurt my heart. I can't even see my boys go play in the playoff, 13-0. Get shafted. Power 5, undefeated, conference champion. What else can you do? I can't help it that the quarterback goes out there and gets hurt. It's the nature of the game. You shouldn't punish the university because a player on the team gets hurt, right? I know he's an important piece, but, hey, with Rodemaker, we could go out there. Michigan isn't that good of a football team. I know football. I watch a lot of football. I know we can go out there and compete if we got the guy who's going to be playing. And the true freshman who lined up last night, never been in a game, never been in that type of environment. I didn't expect him to come out and play well. But, I mean, when we get our other quarterback back, we would have been a problem. I mean, the defense is good. The run game's there. Cedric Benson's a monster. Keon Coleman and Wilson are dogs, man. Give us a shot, man. But I don't even want to talk about it. That's, water under the bridge. I can't cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. I'm hoping they boycott the game. I don't want to see them play. Hey, enjoy your off season. Ride off into the sunset. BCS national champions. Let's go. We running it like UCF did. Shout out to the homie Raul P in the building. What a good day of good football. What a day of good football. Yeah, solid. The Dolphins played well. It was cool to see some other teams get wins. Right now, the 49ers are spanking the Eagles, putting it on them right now. But a good day of football. The Dolphins played fantastic. I'm happy. I'm happy with how they played. I'm happy they're fine-tuning some things. They're getting it going. It is what it is. I love to see it. Flavor J, what's good with you? What's popping? What a win. Yes, what a win. What a win. 49ers are sending a message tonight that they might be the big dogs in the NFC. They might be the big dogs over there. Newfoundland, complete win today. Yes, complete win from top to bottom, from sideline to sideline, from goal line to goal line. We got it in today. We got the big dub. Tua was making plays out there. Yo. Hey, did y'all see the glow? Did y'all see the glow from my dog Tua Leroy? Did y'all see the glow from that boy, man? That boy was dealing. He was dealing.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only master?
I am.
Let me go, motherfucker, let me go.
Yo, stop playing with Tua Leroy, man. Stop playing with him, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Throw the Tua Leroy in the chat with the karate emoji. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, man. Duke Tomlinson in the building. S. Harris is in the building. AVG was dealing today. Gave him a little pass rush. Nope, I'm not rushing. Drop back. Give me that. Crib, pick six. Hey, you got to love it, man. You got to love it. H is in the building. Let's go. Green Rat's here. Let's go. Tom Nadana's here. Shows you why McDaniels focused on Crosby. He said he could go Van Ginkel on us because Van Ginkel is him. Van Ginkel is that dude right now. Hey, Agba had a good day too, man. Scotty, what's good with you? Scotty says 49ers had negative 6 yards in the first quarter. Still scored 42. Yeah, they put some points up. They got some weapons. I want that Tua Leroy clip. Hey, I just gave it to you. We might run that back, man. But I'm gonna bring the homie on. I got the homie in the back right now, Doc Reggie Brown. Doc, what's popping with you? How you feeling after that dominant win? And we kind of talked about this yesterday, man. We wanted to see the Dolphins go out and play a clean game, get the dub. And hey, and they delivered, Doc. They delivered.
I mean, rarely can you say a team just played a really clean game, but I mean, save the injuries, which don't appear to be serious, man. They just went out, and in the hood, they call that a beat down.
They
You know what
called
I
that
mean?
a bro. You just got beat down. That's all that was, bro.
Yeah,
You
you got beat down.
yeah. So, and I mean, from start to finish, there were a few drives, right? There were a few drives where the Dolphins offensively looked like, come on now, get it together, like they were out of rhythm. But they quickly kind of found themselves and kind of got back into it, which was dope. And let me get the homie on. I got him in the back. Rabid Dolphin fan is in the building. Hey, Doc, here's your kryptonite. Hey, that's what I said too. Lou, what's good with you, man? How you feeling?
What's going on, fellas? How's
What?
everybody doing?
Hey,
It's all good, baby. 9 and
all
3.
good.
Let's go.
9-3, man. 9-3. So we were 8-3 last year, right?
Yes, sir.
We were 8-3.
So we were 8-3 last year, and then who do we play at that next game?
The 49ers was the
Ooh,
game
okay.
when we were 8-3.
So 49ers was the game where we were 8-3. We ended up dropping that one. And honestly, that was a game we could have won. We were still in the game in the fourth quarter, right? Like still really competitive. I think this team here, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on the game? Let's start with that. And I'll start with Lou. I think Doc kind of told me it was a beatdown, but what was your thoughts, Lou, in regards to the game?
Listen, man, I thought the offense, to your point, I just heard you say there was some possessions. I think it was more play calling, McDaniel kind of getting cute a little bit. But for the most part,
Yeah.
I thought the offense was very efficient. I thought Tua played an excellent game. Some of the pocket presence, you've seen him not escape to run, but escape to buy time to make throws. I thought he did a great job in that. Collectively, the run game, not one guy going over 100, but I thought Mostert played well. A-Chain obviously played well.
Yeah.
Even Jeff Wilson Jr. when he got in there. So, yeah, listen, and this defense, CB, I give those boys credit. I think the whole team right now, this was a good game to kind of right the ship, and I really do like where we're at right now at 9-3, man. I think this team's coming together.
Yeah, you made some really good points. I think, like you said, there's a couple of drives here or there. McDaniel's getting cute. And I wonder, like, this is a question for you guys. I wonder how much of this is Mike McDaniel trying to see if things work. Because I saw like one play, like the double reverse on the goal line area, and I was like, I don't know about the play call right there. How much is this him working on stuff, or like seeing if things really work, or like what's your thoughts on some of these play calls where you feel like he gets cute? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think part of it is you put stuff on film to put it on film, right? So whether it worked or not, the opposing team got to now practice for it, because obviously when you run something, there's going to be something off of it, whether it's a fake or a pass or whatever. So part of it is trying stuff, and then when you got athletes that we have, you can damn near try anything, man. So part of it is just seeing if it'll work, because a double reverse, I mean, I would say in the open field, that might be dangerous. But you try down on the goal line and see what happens. So part of it is just putting stuff on film. Part of it is trying something else. I'm sure down the road, there's going to be something off of that, and hopefully it works, when we call on it.
Yeah, I think you made really good points there. What's your thoughts, Lou?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought Doc kind of hit it on the head. I would agree with that. I can't push back on that. These are the moments in these kind of games when you got to lead like this, then I'm with it. I'm kind of with Doc. Put it on film, and if it works, it's just a plus. If not, you already got it on film to make the next team think about it. So I think Doc was spot on.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with you guys in regards to that. I feel like Mike McDaniel will. I mean, I think he's putting stuff on film to see if it works, right? I think he's also kind of layering his play calling too. Like in some of these plays, I think he's kind of setting up some plays to be, maybe a trick play down the road where somebody just kind of stops on the reverse and throws the ball or something like that. That's what I'd like to see it lead to. Because teams will watch the film and say, hey, we got to watch this reverse, right? And, when they see you moving like that and they see that kind of same motion and it's coming back that way, guys are going to start flying downhill and it's going to open up other guys down the field. So I do agree with you guys in regards to that. I think Mike McDaniel is always experimenting. And I thought, once he got up, I felt like, and he got comfortable, he was like, well, let me see if this works. Let me kind of see what this looks like in game. Because he doesn't really get a lot of those opportunities when you're in tight games, right? You got to kind of, you're playing it tight. You got to make the right call at all times. I think in some of these games where, hey, you're up 3 scores, it's kind of like, man, let me see what this looks like in game. And then we can reevaluate it once we watch the film and see if we need to toss it or see if we need to add something new or add a wrinkle in or something like that. Doc, you had something?
Yeah, I was just saying, those actions, man, and that's what you want to put on film. And again, as a play caller, it's really difficult for him to stay disciplined because again, the dude got how many toys to play with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got so many toys to play with, and he's a mad scientist. So, but I do think that he did those things, but he also stayed true to what we want to see. He continued to run the ball. He continued to. I like the fact that Hill got a catch of the tight end. Got a chance to get active and
underneath.
Yeah. So I think it was a pretty complete game. Waddle's drops. That's the thing, and we got to get cleaned up. But other than that, yeah, we were good.
Yeah, man, I think you're spot on. Like, there's always going to be something you can clean up. Always something where guys could get better. Offensively, Waddle had, like you said, a drop or two, right? He's got to fix that. And guys will have drops, right? I thought the offensive line played pretty well for the most part. No sacks. I was really impressed with how Tua moved in the pocket today, right? We rarely see plays where Tua is actually able to, get back, drop back in a set, right? Move around a little bit, step up, maybe look off one read to another read, and then it come open and he still makes the play, right? And what was impressive to me, there was a third down play. I may have been like 3rd or 9, if 3rd or long, of somewhat. But he stepped up in the pocket and he threw it to Jalen Waddle coming across the middle. And Jalen Waddle just, caught the ball, made a play, long reception, got maybe like 15, 20 yards. But those are plays you want to see from a guy like Tua. He's still, like, when you look at Tua in regards to his development in the NFL, he's still a fairly young quarterback. Like Herbert, Burrow, all these guys are still fairly young. I mean, now quarterbacks play in the league for 15 to 20 years sometimes, right? So you want to see him just continue to develop and get better, and that's what you're seeing from him. And I was impressed with how they performed today. It was solid. It was solid.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the way that we went about our business. We were supposed to beat them, and we went down there and we just took care of business. And that's what you do. It's a business trip, and we went down there and took care of business.
Man, Tua, hey, this is a comment we need to address real quick. Color Commentary says best performance of Tua's career. Wow. What do you guys think in regards to this? Do you think today's performance was the best performance of his career? I think that's a good thing to talk about. What do you think about that? Lou, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
I don't know if it was his best performance of his career. Again, 18 for 24. So to you guys' points again, the guys that have been calling for a more balanced offense. This kind of game right
here. Who been calling for that, Lou? Who been calling for that?
And again, the EMs of the world, a lot of people, Doc, right, like the balance. You see it today that even in a game where Tua, again, only 24 attempts, but the efficiency and the big play ability in this offense, you can still be 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. Again, just a very clean game. I don't know. There's so many games that Tua has played now. It's
Yeah,
hard to say that this is the best one, but definitely a really good, under control, efficient game by Tua. So I could see why
yeah.
Keller would make a statement like that.
I would have to say Baltimore last year and the Chargers this year kind of topped this game. But the point is well taken that he played an excellent football game today.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. And I think you guys are kind of spot on. I think there's some games out there that too. The 6 touchdown game was great in the second half. It's just a fantastic second half. I think this was one of the more complete games that Tua has played in his career. And when you see Tua take 2 of those deep shots a game and connect on, for Tyreek, I think that was impressive to me. And I'm sure that's what guys like Color are looking at. It's one thing for you to get one of them, to sneak by a team and get one of those shots to Tyreek, but for you to get 2 of them, I think that is saying, hey, we can kind of take what we want whenever we want, and it's going to be hard for you to stop us. Usually, teams
And he made it look so easy, right?
and he did. He did. Go ahead, Doc.
I was just saying that he made it look so easy. You can see him going through his progressions, bam, bam, bam. I mean, the Tyreek clearly said it. He saw the read, one high safety. They were leaning over to A-Chain. I got Tyreek in the slot on a go route. He can go inside, outside, just get past your man, and it's all space, and he just drops it to him. I mean, he really made it look easy.
He did. He made it look easy. Tyreek is just such a tremendous weapon. I mean, when you look at this guy on the field and the way he's performing, he just looks like the best player in the NFL. I mean, will Tyreek Hill go down as the best weapon ever in the history of the NFL? I mean, he is the most dynamic player on the field at all times. It's just crazy to me that he's a Miami Dolphin, and I'm still kind of in disbelief that we have such a tremendous player on our team. And that's why you go get a guy like Tyreek, because at the drop of a dime he can change the dynamic of a game. So I mean, what do you guys think about Tyreek's performance today? I mean, I think he went for 160, 2 touchdowns, 2 long ones too. So I mean, it's crazy how good he's performing and how he's elevated to his play too. I think they're both kind of elevating each other, and that's kind of like a relationship that's working hand in hand.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Listen, Tyreek, we knew what he was when he was coming from Kansas City to Miami, but the fact of the matter is he wasn't putting up these kind of numbers in KC.
It wasn't.
He just wasn't. So that has to be a byproduct of the quarterback that's throwing you the ball. So Tua gets the nod there. Tua gets credit for that. But yeah, CB, to your point, 5 catches, I believe, for $160. It's like an average of 31 yards of completion.
It's wild.
I mean, the catch. I mean, it's wild, man. The things that this guy is able to do, not only for Tua, but just for the offense in general. Bro, the ball's coming out of Tua's hands in 2 seconds, and Tyreek is 30, 40 yards down the field.
Down the field, bro.
I mean, it's crazy when you think about it, CB, because it just opens up so much for the running game, for the underneath stuff. It's a blessing. And listen, we give Chris Greer a lot of grief in the community, right? And this was a hit, man. This $30 million was well spent, because this guy has been everything as advertised and more. So
and Lou, I think you make a great point that we are not forcing him the ball. When you got a $30 million guy, no one should be complaining that we're forcing him the ball, right? But the guy is just wide open, man, time after time after time. And it sucks for all of our other receivers. It sucks for Waddle. It sucks for A-Chain. It sucks for Berrios, because you want to see those guys get involved. But when this guy, like Lewis said, 2.3 seconds, he's not only open, he's wide open. You got to throw it to him.
Yeah, man, and I don't understand how these defenses continue to play Tyreek like this. I don't understand it. It's like, if Tyreek is even with you, it's a
He's leaving.
wrap. He's leaving. If he's even with you, he's leaving
Yeah,
you.
it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a
So
wrap.
I don't understand what these defenses are thinking. Like, you're really going, like, put one guy over the top of him and not back up. You better get on the back pedal quick and start running, man. This dude is literally running past the safety and the corner, and the safety's nowhere to be found in the play. It's crazy to me. It really is, and it'll be interesting to see as the season goes on, like, how teams try to combat what we're doing offensively. But with Tyreek able to blow the top off the defense like that, these underneath routes are gonna be wide open, right? If they're backing up like they're supposed to, we should be able to eat underneath, and that's when I want to see the Craig Crafts of the world. I said it, the Craig Crafts of the world, the
Who?
Barrios, the
Who?
all these the Cedric Wilsons, the Claypools. These guys got to be able to make plays too, because there's going to be games where a defense is just say, hey, he's not gonna beat us. We're not gonna let him beat us deep. He may beat us underneath, but he's definitely not gonna beat us deep. So those guys are gonna have to be able to step up. And I think the Dolphins are really very good, a very good football team when they can keep to a below 30 attempts. They're running the ball well, and they're just being really efficient. And that's what I saw today. It was just really efficient. Tua was below 30 attempts. He was able to get out of the game and get the backup in. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some of these other guys get reps. A-Chain kind of got going, which was great. It was good to see him get going, get some carries. I'm loving it. But, I mean, let's give me some final thoughts on the offense, and then I want to talk about the defense a little bit. What's your kind of final thoughts on the offense, Lou?
Man, I'm gonna touch on the name again, and I know you said offense, but shout out to Liam Eichenberg, man.
Oh,
Shout,
man. Yeah.
the man has been getting straight called trash for 3 straight years. And credit to Butch Berry, credit to the system, credit to Mike McDaniel, but also credit to Liam Eichenberg, because I think this is the second straight game. Bro, there was a play today. I can't wait till the film comes out. I seen Liam Eichenberg driving a defender about 10 yards up the field and then slamming him to the ground.
Hey.
When was the last time you seen our offensive line like moving people out the way and just putting them where they want them? You see what I'm saying? Like taking them to a spot, hey, I'm going to hit here, or maybe get to the first level, then come off of that, get to the second level. This offensive line, and specifically, again, guys like Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg that we had questions about. Shout out to those young men, man. They're putting in work, CB. That's my final thought with the offense. Shout out to the offensive line.
That offensive line is on. And honestly, you got guys moving in and out of that group. This was the first time in a long time that we had 4 of the starting offensive linemen back. Armstead was in there. Robert Hunt was in there. But even when they went out, it was still the same thing, the same running the ball, the same plays, the same steps, same getting after it, the same intensity, the same tenacity. I mean, Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg are literally totally different players this year. And we gotta take our hat off to Butch Berry and give him some due. Along with Mike McDaniel scheming it up, because he does a good job too. But man, fantastic job by the offensive line. Applause to them. But Doc, what's going on?
I agree with Lou, man. It's that same energy. All of us. I don't know not one person except probably Kelvin and Junior on Twitter that was clapping for AJ and Liam. And we got to keep that same energy, the same. They ass and they horrible. And what is Chris Greer doing? And the Dolphins can't draft linemen and all of those things. Well, hey, you gotta give it up to everybody involved who made those decisions. And Lewis make a great point, man. But, you hear those things as a player. Liam must have been furious, hurt to hear that people view him that way, and the way that he's come back. And the interesting thing is he came back when it was probably his last chance.
Yeah.
And to come back after being shuffled around and moved from guard to tackle and center and all of this, and to then come back and play well, it's just a testament to that young man and his coach, and I'm proud of it. And then finally with the offense, the only thing that I continue to want to see is a third receiver get involved. Other than that, I'm good with it.
And it seems like that third receiver position is gonna be like a committee guy. It seems like it's gonna be that. It seems like it's never gonna be one guy. It may be Barrios one week, it may be Craycraft one week, it may be Cedric Wilson one week, but it seems like it's gonna be a different guy week in and week out. And it doesn't seem like Mike McDaniel is sold on having it be one guy. And that may be part of his plan, is to, not let that third receiver be one guy, but let it be a multitude of guys, because it gives you more versatility, and it gives the defense something to look at. Like, how are we going to play this guy versus how we play the other guys? So that could be something we kind of watch as the season goes on. But, offense played good. Fantastic, right? Not turning the ball over, I think, is key for this team. If you could just limit the turnovers, play a clean game, this defense is good enough, right? And I think that's the thing we didn't have in the past, is a defense that was just good enough to keep you in games at all times. And even if you weren't scoring offensively, they were going to get off the field and get you the ball back. So that's something I'm just really grateful for this year, is that this unit could carry us if we need to. Last year's unit, they just couldn't carry us. They couldn't carry us. This year's unit, they could carry us if need be. It's a big time unit, right? Them guys are performing. They're playing well. McLaurin had how many catches today?
Wow. That's
0, I believe.
Crazy.
0. Crazy. Scary Terry had 0 catches today. And that's just a testament to Fangio just kind of making sure, hey, we're locked in on these guys. We know who we got. We know who the dog is on the field, and we're going to take him away. And that's what I wanted. And I think what bothered me about Fangio early on is that he didn't do that with guys like Diggs. Like, Diggs killed us in the first game, right? If you take away Josh Allen's first weapon, the Diggs of the world, and you take away the A.J. Browns and the Devontae Smiths, the team's best weapon, they're going to struggle. And that's what you're starting to see now, is that, he's trying to transition and locking in on the team's best player and trying his best to take those guys away.
Well, and I think that, he was out with our own defense, and that's what I was saying early on. When some people were suggesting the man needed to be fired and all of this, I ain't going to call no names. But
but that wasn't you, right, Lou? That wasn't you, Lou.
Nah.
Hey, man.
Go ahead, Doc. I was just making sure that wasn't Lou.
And it was kind of him, but okay. But no,
that's Cap.
No, I knew that it would take him some time, and obviously, adding Jalen Ramsey just totally changes the dynamics of everything. That's similar to adding Tyreek. I don't think quite the same, but damn near.
Doc, you're in the blender. You're in the blender a little bit. You may need to come out and come back up, but you're in the blender a little bit. I think you're chopping up a little bit. Doc went to reset real quick. But go ahead, Lou. I know you wanted to touch on it.
Well, there's just the defense in the whole. I want to touch on a guy, CB, that you said earlier in your opening monologue, and I couldn't agree more, and I would love to hear your thoughts, because we're going to come to a crossroads here with this guy. Mm-hmm. It's a 1-year deal. Andrew Van Ginkel.
Oof.
Is this guy playing like himself out of Miami with like the contract? Because again, bro, he took a hometown discount this year. I think 1 year, like $2.5 million. But I think 2 sacks today. What does he have? Like 6, 7 on the year? Let's say CB, for the sake of argument, Van Ginkel ends the season with 10 or 10 plus sacks. What do you do?
I think you re-sign him, right? You got to find a way to keep him. You got to give him a little bit more money for sure, right? And I think you sign him to a long-term deal. But honestly, he looks more promising than other guys on the roster, right?
Talk about it.
And he looks more promising than the other guys on the roster. And I think that's just the nature of it. Like, some guys will get in the game, and Van Ginkel's really always been that guy that's been around the football. Like, he's always been that guy to make a play, whether it's in special teams or, on defense, interception, fumble return, pick the ball up and go to the crib. He's always been that guy. So I think Fangio might have saw that, and I commend Fangio for just saying, hey, you're somebody we want to keep around. Because Van Ginkel easily could have been, in New England this year or somewhere else playing football for another team, right? But we found a way to keep him around. And right now, it's looking like we need him, bro. It's looking like he is that dude that's going to be kind of pushing us towards, making a playoff run. And when you see plays like that, you're impressed, and you're just excited about who he is as a player. I mean, we drafted him a long time ago. Like, he's been here for a while, but for him to continue to be a part of this team and be a part of the organization and continue to make plays, I'm excited for him. I'm happy for the dude. Really happy for him.
It's that, UCB, you said it in the special teams game. He has a pick six. He has 2 sacks. He almost blocked a punt as well. It's like he's a jack of all trades, bro.
Yeah, he's versatile.
It almost feels like when you're watching him, you got like 2 or 3 guys because he's doing so many different things, right?
Yeah.
So the question I would have to you, CB, because I agree with you. I think you do have to lock him up. I do think is for multiple years. But if he's making 2.5 this year, and let's say he gets either close to 10 sacks or over 10 sacks, what does that contract to you look like? Like, put an actual number on it, like per season. What do you think Van Ginkel is worth to you if you were going to be re-signing him?
That's a good question. I think he would be closer towards the, maybe the 7 to 8 mark. I'm not sure if that's, market standard or, what it is for a guy like that, but I think he'd be closer to, maybe $7-8 million a year. I think you're going to probably end up moving off a guy like Jerome Baker, and that may, free up some money. And then there might be some other guys who we move off of. Maybe Christian Wilkins isn't here next year. So there's a lot to kind of to discuss. But I think Van Ginkel will definitely be a part of the future if he continues to play like this.
I agree. One more question then to you, CB, because I like where this is a starting ground, 7 to 8 million.
Yep.
But let's say there's a team, CB, that comes across and says Van Ginkel's worth 9.5 to 10 million a season if they're offering. Are you making that investment? Are you not letting him walk?
That's a good question, and I think that's where the relationships, with Mike McDaniel, with Fangio, and the culture of the Miami Dolphins come into play. I think at that point you're looking at a situation where a guy may be willing to take a couple less mil in order to play at a place where, he knows the defensive coordinator is going to put him in the best position to be successcul, right? He knows what the culture is like. So I don't know, man. That's a good question. But Doc, what's your thoughts on that?
We talk. If it was 100,000, we talking about $1 million, man, or 2 million.
I say millions.
Culture is all good and all of that, but when this is gonna be Van Ginkel's, and again, the problem with the Dolphins situation is guys are earning the money. You know what I mean? So it's not like these guys, Christian Wilkins is asking for something that he hasn't earned at this point. He's close to totally earning what he wants. Van Ginkel is earning what he's asking for. You know what I mean? And that's difficult to not give it to him. And, them numbers got to be close. You're talking about generational wealth changing people's the lives of your grandchildren's children.
Yeah.
And so when you think about it that way, I don't know how you can leave $2 million on the table, man. It's just tough to do that. But some guys have done it, but
it's tough. Yeah. And I think that's going to be, and like I said, that's where it's going to come down to the coaches having the conversations at the negotiating table, Chris Greer talking to the coaching staff and figuring out where the money needs to be. But I think ultimately, he ultimately really likes playing in Miami. But I'm not gonna say he wouldn't, take a couple mil to go play somewhere else either. I'm just not that naive, and I know it's a business.
And that's the thing that scares me, CB, because remember, he played on his rookie deal. Then he took a hometown discount this year to play for $2.5 million. He's never got the bag.
Yeah.
Right.
I need y'all to come correct now.
He's never got that contract. So now that he's performing, and especially, bro, today again, and this is no shade by any stretch of the imagination by Jalen Phillips, but bro, that spin move on Van Ginkel's first sack, Jalen Phillips don't have that in his arsenal yet.
Not
right,
yeah, like not really in his bag yet. Yeah. It's not really in his bag yet.
Jalen Phillips ain't in punt coverage and trying to block punts and stuff. I don't know, man. Van Ginkel is one of those guys. It would be hard to lose Van Ginkel, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is gonna be hard to lose him. But I mean, honestly, I think you're in a tough situation either way. You got Jalen Phillips there, and you have Van Ginkel kind of in the same position, right? Now you have Jalen Phillips hurt this year, so of course Van Ginkel's gonna get more reps, but Van Ginkel, I thought when Jalen Phillips was hurt earlier in the season, I felt like he was playing a little bit better than Jalen Phillips was playing. And I totally agree with you in regards to, hey, you're looking at it like Jalen Phillips may be in a situation where he might not see as many reps because Van Ginkel is becoming that guy. But I think Van Ginkel is a guy that's better suited for he's not an every down guy. Right? So I feel like he's a guy you kind of got to spot play here and there in order to get that productivity out of him. So,
but he's a guy who you can keep on the field too. Like he's a guy that can go to the middle linebacker, that can go to a cover backer. He can go down to the edge rush.
He's versatile.
Obviously, he doesn't set the edge quite the way, as Jalen Phillips, but he's still not a liability in the run game either. So, he's just a guy that when you look at Van Ginkel, and I've said this, since his rookie year, he just jumps off the tape, man. When you see this guy on the field, he's there. And he plays with a certain speed, a certain tenacity. He just get after it, play after play after play.
Yeah, he's relentless, and that's what you want to see. I wanted to answer this question, and let's kind of go through this question real quick. This is the homie Canes. He says, question for the panel, do you think the Dolphins are playing to their full potential as a team? And I'll start with you, Doc. What's your thoughts? Are the Miami Dolphins playing to their full potential?
Well, I think what they're doing is rounding into playoff-ready team. Mike McDaniel hasn't made it a secret that their ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. And with that being said, that means that you're trying different things. You're holding players out. You're not putting pressure and all of these things. So the point of, are they playing at it? No. But I think they're starting to get really, really close to it. And, there is something to be said about the level of talent that we've been playing. You cannot dispel that. You can't act like that's not true, that, the Jets are a non-offensive team and Washington really, really struggled. You'd be crazy to act like that's not a real thing. But they're doing all the right things to be ready come crunch time at the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're spot on there. What's your thoughts, Lou?
I would say the same thing. I don't think they put a full game together yet where for a 60-minute ball game, you could say it was perfect. But I'm with Doc. I think first game in December, the narrative of Miami can't play in December. You get a victory, kind of a domination, kind of, again, a statement game. This is just what you want to see. Keep stacking the days, keep getting better. I think today was, one step closer to making that happen. So
Yeah, and I think that's what the guys would say too. I think they take this thing day by day, right? I mean, you got week in and week out. You got a team you're preparing for. You got a game plan to put in. You got to go out there and practice the game plan and practice executing it. And I think they're just going to keep chopping wood. Just keep getting after it, chopping wood, trying to figure it out. Making the tweaks in the film room, going out there and trying to be coachable and adjust and put that on film. So I think we're close. I think we're getting there. But like you said, you're playing versus teams that are kind of mediocre right now, right? If we get into the stretch down the end where we're playing the Cowboys and the Ravens and we're playing really good football and we're winning games, then we can say, hey, this team is playing at their full potential, right? Because that's where we should be. I think that's, we all agree that, hey, if you want to beat a big dog, you got to beat the big dog, right? So, yeah. I mean, you got to, down the stretch, when you play these good teams, the Buffalo Bills, the Ravens, the Cowboys, you got to go in there and get some wins. And that's when I can say, hey, you're playing at your full potential, because I see you elevating your play in times where it's more difficult. And the other team, they grind, right? They grind out wins. So that's what I want to see too. And I've yet to see the Dolphins really go in and grind out what I would consider a quality win versus a really good football team. I don't think I've seen that this season. I want to see them go out there and grind it out. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying myself, I haven't really seen that yet. But go ahead, Doc.
Well, I think I was just saying that the first mark of a good team is you beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
And we've done that consistently. We haven't lost to any team that we would say we were supposed to win that game. Now it's about beating the teams that are on your level. There's tiers to it, and there's a 1 tier, 2 tiers, 3 tiers, and if you want to be on that 1 tier, you're going to have to beat some teams that are equal to or better than you are. And so that's where we are. But the guys, played an excellent game today. I mean, there's no getting around that.
Yeah. No getting around that at all. Now, we're dealing with the injury to Jerome Baker, right? Now, Jerome Baker is a kind of a key part of our defense. Supposedly, he has the sticker on his helmet and he's calling the plays. Do we need to go get a guy? So what we saw after Jerome Baker went out is we saw Duke Riley come in, right? Duke Riley is one of our special teams guys, not a guy who's usually on the field, on the defense. I'm a little concerned at this point. It looked like Jerome Baker had a knee injury of some sort. I'm not a big fan of Jerome Baker as a player, but I know sometimes he's able to get the job done, right? What's your thoughts, guys, on maybe going to get Leonard now? Like, supposedly he was supposed to be talking to a couple teams and giving them his decision maybe as early as tomorrow or Tuesday. Do you think the Miami Dolphins make that call and say, hey, we might need your services now. We're willing to pony up a little bit more money than those other guys in order to get you here? Like, what's your thoughts? And I'll start with Lou on this one.
For me, yeah, listen, I'm definitely on the phone. I'm making that phone call, right? But if I really have to, no, I would still say no. And this is why, because a guy like AVG, again, you can plug him in there. Again, not all game, but Duke Riley didn't play bad today from what we've seen. You still have guys like Channing Tindall. When he got in there today, I seen him make a play as well. I'm not saying you lean on that. You definitely make the phone call. I guess what I'm trying to say is, CB, I'm not going to your point, maybe offer him a little bit more. Let's say Miami has already had initial conversations, and maybe the asking price was a little too high for them. Maybe now that price can go up a little bit, but I'm still not going to break the bank for him. I'm not, I don't really think it's a need. Listen, there's another guy we haven't mentioned today, and I think this is the perfect time to bring him up, is Emmanuel Ogbah.
Ooh,
right?
Ogbah had some. Hey, Ogbah had a sack today, didn't he?
Ogbah had a sack. He has 5 now on the season.
Ooh,
So, maybe on some downs where AVG is playing inside, taking that role for Jerome Baker, you have Ogbah at the edge, right? And then I think we'll be fine. Again, do I make the phone call? Yes. But is it an absolutely like, oh, we need this guy to make a strong playoff push? My opinion, I would say no. But that's just where I am on it.
Okay. All right. Doc, you there?
Yeah, Baker posted that he's going to be back quick on Twitter.
He did post that?
Yeah, he did post that. So, there's that. I just think that when you get this close and your team is playing the way it is, and Lewis made a great point earlier. I mean, he's been saying this for a while. Sometimes we get enamored with names and all of those things. Every time a name comes up, we kind of say, oh, yeah, go get that guy. But in this situation, because our linebacker core, we don't really have guys that we can depend on. We don't have, Channing Tindall, we don't know what we have in him. Obviously, he is not panning out.
That's kind of honestly, Doc. You brought up the name, and I just want to address it. It's concerning to me that he can't get on the field. Like, not even for like a couple plays, just to see like what he could do. It's concerning. Go ahead, Doc.
He got out there today though for a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, you would think that he would be the next guy in line. Like, you'd think he'd come in before a Duke Riley. Like, that was my thoughts. And I think, Doc, you're having some service issues. You might want to go out and come back up. But you would think that he would be able to get in before a guy like Duke Riley. So I'm just hoping Channing Tindall kind of steps up, especially with Jerome Baker being out. Maybe he's out, a game or two. I'm not sure. It seems like Doc said, hey, he tweeted that he was fine. But, man, when guys are banged up, you get an opportunity. Go in there and make the best of your opportunity. I think that's what I want to see from a guy like Tindall. It's just, hey, go in there and make the best of your opportunity, make the plays. If you make a mistake, just do it full speed. Make the mistake full speed, going hard, and getting downhill and trying to tackle somebody. And I think that's what the Dolphins need most out of him is just, bro, get in there and play football. You're more than capable. Athletically, he's a freak. Like, just go in there and make plays, man. I got Doc back.
I would agree.
Yeah, I was saying as much as we like to talk about Baker and what he can do, he has brought a level of consistency to the defense, and, we don't have people who we trust behind him. Do we trust Channing Tindall? Do we really trust Duke Riley? So if you can get a veteran like that, I think we talked about this earlier, Lou. Zach Ertz is more of a want, where now linebacker, depending on what they say about Baker, may be a need.
Because we were already short at inside linebacker. We've been short at inside linebacker since camp. When we look at the outside guys kind of have more numbers than the inside guys. And you really only had Jerome Baker, David Long, Duke Riley, Channing Tindall, and we had some guys in there in camp, but we ended up kind of moving off those guys, and we let them go, right? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I think if there's anywhere we need some help on the defense, I think it's that inside backer spot. Did we see JPP today? Did he get any reps today? I don't remember seeing him.
He got in the last 2 minutes of the game. He got in there.
Okay, so he got a few reps.
Lou, let me ask this question to the panel: how comfortable do you guys feel with Duke Riley?
I think we can get away with Duke Riley versus the Titans versus teams like that, right? But I think when you go play a team like the Cowboys or when you play a team like the Ravens and top tier teams, I think he's going to struggle in those moments. So I think you can get away with him, and I think it's a matter of scheming too. Like Vic Fangio's just got to try to put him in a good position while he's in there and not expose him. I think that's part of it. And honestly, I don't think Duke Riley's a bad linebacker. I think when he got in games when he was under Boyer, like he was matched up versus running backs and they would run wheel routes and he would get beat and stuff like that. I think Fangio just has a better understanding of where his guys need to be, and they have a better understanding of where they need to be and what they need to be doing as well. So maybe he does play better under Fangio than we saw versus Boyer. I mean, I think that's what we're seeing for everybody on the defense. So maybe he does come in and fill the void and be able to make plays there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see though if Jerome Baker misses time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think for Monday night, I feel comfortable with Duke Riley. Against the Jets, I feel comfortable. But CB, I think you made a great point. You get into the playoffs and you're telling me that I got Duke Riley, I might have some questions there. You know what I'm saying?
You could be looking a little sideways if you got Duke Riley in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. But listen, give him credit. At least when his number was called today, it seemed like he was ready.
Yeah.
Right? Like he understood where his assignments were. He didn't look lost on the field and stuff. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, man. And
Baker, he's going to get a shot. Yeah, he's going to get a shot because we're going to hold Baker out for as long as he needs to be. And so we'll get a chance. Yeah, we'll get a chance to figure out, what he can do.
Well, let me ask you guys this. How about a guy like, again, 31-7 at halftime. Miami gets the ball, first drive, come out, put points. It's 38-7. You still don't see a guy like Cam Smith out there. Is that a concern to you? I mean, bro, if you're up by 31 points and your second round pick can't get in the game, like, I mean, what's going on here?
Did he get 0 reps today? I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
bro.
He played.
Well, special teams.
No, he played. No, he played on defense.
He played on
defense. He played a few reps.
Where was that at?
I want to say, Lou, don't quote me on it because you're saying it like you're convicted, so you might be right. I thought I saw him on defense.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's something. That's something we got to see. That's something.
Let me check it out right now. I'll look it up while y'all keep the conversation going.
I just didn't see him, but I mean, I could be wrong.
I mean,
but
if he don't look, if he don't get reps, if he didn't get reps today, that's concerning.
That's concerning.
Like I feel like everybody should have got reps today. I mean, if this is the day that people need to get reps, it should have been the day. So if we had young guys who were looking to get reps, it should have been the day. So Cam Smith should have played. And if he didn't complain, that's very concerning. He should at least got reps in garbage time like JPP in the last 2 minutes of the game. I mean, at the least. So hopefully
there's people in the chat saying he got reps, but I just don't remember those.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
and we got to go back and watch the film and see if that's the case. And I want to see how he did on those reps, man. Because I mean, we may not see Cam Smith this year at all. Like, to be completely honest with you, down the stretch when you got guys like Jalen and X and Cater and Holland healthy and Deshaun Elliott, you may not see a Cam Smith at all. But I mean,
the issue is, I'm sorry. Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
No, the issue is, I believe we drafted Cam for 2 reasons. One, he was a first-round talent, and he was on the board at number 2, so you had to take him. Mm-hmm. And then 2, I really think that you drafted him to replace X because it's in your plan to get rid of X at the end of, June 1st cut. So him not being ready to go, I think, is a really, really big problem in the overall scheme of what they're trying to do, long-term and short-term.
Yeah, man. I think so. I think so. I think he's going to be a part of this team for the future for sure. It's just a matter of, when we'll see him full time, right? When will he be one of the guys that's called on week in and week out? I think that's I think that's
Man,
the key.
see, I don't need him in a starting role. I'm not asking him to start over, our two boundary guys. We know who they are. I'm not asking him to start over Cater. I'm
Yeah.
not. But bro, is it just me? But a second round pick, they should be on the field by week 13.
Facts.
Like giving you some kind of
Yeah.
to be a
Yeah.
second round pick.
Well, I think if you're a second round pick and you don't have X and Jalen in the room, you're on the field right now, right? You're playing. But when you got X and Jalen in the room, you're not really seeing the field, bro. I mean, whose reps are he gonna take? I mean, he's not taking X's reps and he's not taking Jalen's reps. So
I get it.
It's like we won't see him until one of those guys need a break, a breather, or they maybe go down and get nicked or something like that.
I want to say he played if not the entire fourth quarter, most of it.
Ooh, okay. I mean,
I want to say that. Don't quote me, but I know I saw him out there multiple times.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got almost 50 in the room. Hey, punch the like for your boy real quick. I appreciate you guys coming through, and we're gonna be wrapping it up soon before this Kansas City game. We're rooting for the Packers tonight because we want to get that home field advantage. But shout out to the homies coming through, Lou and Doc, and punch that like button for your boy. But yeah, I think you guys are spot on. We do want to see Cam, and that's what I think. We want to see guys start getting these reps when we're blowing teams out, because down the stretch we may need them in big time moments. Like there may be somebody that gets hurt in the playoffs, and we may need to count on a guy like Cam to come in and make plays. So yeah, I mean that's what we want to see. We want to see everybody get reps and get meaningful time and meaningful film, so they can evaluate themselves and figure out where they could be better.
Exactly, CBC. Right there, you said it best. And I could have swore we said it earlier, but you just said it again, so I would agree with your last statement. I'm not even asking because I see guys saying, well, Lou, he's a luxury pick. Mountie was asking, where would I play him? Again, as a starter to be on this team, as the guy, I'm not calling for that. But, bro, one drive into the third quarter, okay, so let's call it 10 minutes to go left to go in the third. You're winning by 31. That's the perfect time to put a guy like that in. Some of your guys, Channing Tindalls of the world. Because to your point, CB, not that you need them right now, but worse, anything can happen. An injury here, injury there. Wouldn't you want them to have game time reps?
Yeah.
Like if their number was called, would you want them their first reps, maybe last game of the season or in a playoff game, or in a game like this where it's a blowout? Get them reps.
Yeah.
Right? That's all I'm asking for with Cam.
Yeah, Lou, I agree with you. And I think he got reps, but the fact of somebody saying that he's a luxury pick when we have two off injured, while they're both playing well with X and Jalen,
right?
You got to have somebody ready to go. And Cater has proven that he is a slot corner. That's who he is. That's how he's going to help us moving down the road. Eli Applewhite is, whatever he had left in the tank, they're not even dressing him now. Cam Smith got to be ready to go, bro. That's just the bottom line right there, Lou. So I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, I think you guys make great points in regards to that. There's just honestly, we just know with the injury situation that it's always gonna be a thing. Like at some point, somebody will go down. Knock on wood. You'd like everybody to stay healthy, but you just know you're gonna need some of these younger guys and these rookies to make some plays at some point. Even whether it's just spilling a guy for a couple plays because he's tired or because he needs to get retaped or something like that. You don't want them reps to be, the first time in the playoffs where it's a big time atmosphere and, you're looking at the fourth quarter late in the game and, their eyes are wide open because, they ain't used to being in that position. So that's what you don't want. So, yeah, definitely. It'd be nice to get them some reps right now. And I think Mike McDaniel should be looking to rest some of these guys down this stretch, especially as we get closer towards we only got a couple weeks of fine-tuning things before we get into some really good football games. Like we got the Titans, we got the Jets, and then we're Cowboys, Ravens, Bills, right? I would like to get these guys reps in these next 2 games because when you go to play Cowboys and when you go play the Ravens and the Bills that, hey, you may not be able to get those guys reps. It just may not happen because you may be in tight games and you can't get them in those moments. So it'd be nice to get them time in these next couple games. And it was great to see some of those guys out there today too. So good points for sure. But yeah, man, we're going to wrap it up. I just wanted to get you guys kind of final take on the performance today. And just, going into next week. So we got the Titans next week. What's the Titans record? What is their record?
They just lost today. I think they're 5-7, something like that.
Oh, 5-7, 5-8.
Something like that.
They're
under
500.
4-8.
4-8.
4-8. Yep.
So they're 4-8, and they lost to the Colts today by 3. So 31-28. They were in a dogfight today. So they actually put up some points, man. But give me your thoughts on today's performance. Maybe something you'd like to see this week on Hard Knocks, and just kind of looking into like next week. Like, what are your thoughts on the Titans, and what are you expecting to see in that one also? And we'll start with let's start with you, Doc.
Well, I continue to enjoy the storylines on Hard Knocks. I think they're doing a really, really good job. I'll say the one thing that I want to see is an emphasis on the defense. I'm really intrigued by how Fangio leads those young men. I got a sense, I think that I've played with some guys like Fangio, so I think I know what it looks like, but I would like to see what that looks like on Hard Knocks. Just more of an emphasis on the defense. Obviously, it's always going to be Tua and Mike McDaniels, as it should be. But I think there are a lot of personalities on the defense and a lot of storylines there as well. Yeah. And then the thing that I was most impressed about with today is the way we just went about our business. We took care of our business. It was a business workman-like effort.
Business trip. A business
trip. And, you go there, you take care of business, and then you come home and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, man, I think that was great to see, and it just looks like our guys were locked in from start to finish. Like I said, there's always going to be some things to clean up and get better at. And, you have an opportunity to basically go in and get another win next week versus an AFC opponent. So, that helps you in terms of getting that home field advantage, beating AFC opponents. I'm looking forward to it, man. And as far as Hard Knocks go, I want to see these coaches a little bit more, man. I'm a coach at heart. I coached for a long time, so I'd like to see a little bit more of the coaching dynamic and what they're doing, because honestly, I'm intrigued about the offensive line room and what that dynamic looks like now. I know we didn't get a chance to see it before, right? But I want to see what Butch Berry is doing now in order to just kind of touch those guys, not actually touch them, no homo, but reach them. How is he reaching them and getting them to play really good football?
Wow, that's a really good point right there.
Because, but we don't get a chance to see a lot of that, right? And even Vic Fangio, like, we don't get to see the way he interacts with the defense. And the way he's teaching these guys and, the way he talks to them. So I think I'm interested to see some of that. I'm not sure if we get to see it. I'm not sure if it's something that the Miami Dolphins really want out. But that's just something I'm really, really interested and intrigued about. Like, what is going on in these rooms? Like, what are the conversations being had when they go through film? What's the atmosphere like? Is it a teaching atmosphere, or is it more of a, hey, you got to do this right, you're doing this wrong? It's cool to see. So that's something I'm interested in seeing for sure, man. But Doc, I really appreciate you coming on, man. It's always love. Hey, you already know what time it is, man. You got a place here, bro. You got a seat here.
Yes, sir. And to everybody Listen, man, make sure you tell a friend about it, and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. My man got that great content. He got personality, man. Make sure you support him. Go to his Patreon, send him a cash app, do what you can to support the show, man, because he's amazing.
Hey, appreciate you, Doc, man. That's love, bro. That's love. I appreciate you, man. Hey, shout out to the homie Doc Brown for coming through, man. I appreciate you guys coming through and rocking with me. Let's get back to these film breakdowns, man. So let's do it. We're going to get back to the film breakdowns this week. We're going to watch this one. And we're probably going to watch like some of the stuff we did wrong and some of the stuff we struggled with in the run game. And just kind of see what we can do to get it fixed. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody coming out and checking me out. Haven't been as consistent, but we're going to crank back up. We're going to get there. We will get there. So appreciate all you guys coming through and showing love. Punch the like on your way out. If you want to become a Patreon member, hey, just click that link up there. It's also going to be in the description after the show as well. But shout out to everybody who came through. Tua Leroy showed out today, showed up and showed out. He was cooking them DBs back there, man, just carving them up, man. Tyreek going for long. It was a crazy, crazy day.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
The DBs couldn't stand it back there. They was getting cooked back there, man. So, hey, Tua did look like the best in the nation today. He did.
The best in the nation. Supposed to be #1 right now.
#1 right now. Tua look like that dude, man. But, hey, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate the support, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Finn's Take with CB83, and your boy is out. See ya. Yes, sir. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Go watch this game. Let's go Pack. Go get this dub. Take care of these Chiefs. Knock these chumps off. You already know what time it is, man. Let's go.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I got a flex. I need a Nike bag. Give me the check.
Hey, the people want Tua Leroy. You already know what time it is. Give them the glow, man. Give them the glow.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only master?
I
Oh, God damn. Let me go, motherfucker. Let me go.
Hey, Tua Leroy ain't playing with y'all, man. Y'all better go check my dog out. My dog ain't playing. He's on a different level. Hey, braided up out there, do-rag shouty. Hey, that's what we calling Tua. Tua nickname, his new nickname. I'm giving Tua a new nickname. Tua Leroy, a.k.a. do-rag shouty. Do-rag shouty is a different dude. I'm telling you that right now. Hey, you already know what time it is. When you see that do-rag, just know your ass getting lit up. Your ass getting lit up like a Christmas tree. Because he going to be diamond. I said it. If y'all go check my Twitter right now, I said that. When I saw Tua had on that do-rag when he was getting on that plane, I said, oh, they about to get lit up this week like a Christmas tree, bro. You already know, man. Shout out to everybody who came through. Hey, throw them fins up, shake. Throw them fins up. You already know what time it is. Appreciate y'all. It's your boy CB83, and your boy is out. See ya.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I got a flex. I need a Nike bag. Give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sort them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the gang. I told them this ain't a